What's up guys, Rob here, welcome back to the channel. EOS Dapps are now on Dappradar. So Dappradar was exclusively an ETH Dapps platform where you could track and see how many users and the transaction volume of ETH Dapps, but now EOS Dapps have been added. And yesterday it was 14 Dapps, but today we are up to 19 Dapps. So they're continuing to add Dapps, EOS Dapps here. This is not the full list. Like I said, we see a 5 Dapp increase from yesterday, and I expect this number to keep going up as they continue to add. Now, what I like about Dappradar is the fact that it shows you the amount of users over the last 24 hours, volume over the last 24 hours, volume over the last 7 days, transactions 24 hours, transactions 7 days. So you can see what Dapps are being used and where people are spending their CPU and network resources by the 24-hour transaction volume as well as the 7-day transaction volume. And you can see here at number 1, I have these sorted by 24-hour transaction volume. 154,201 transactions on EOS Bet over the last 24 hours. Now, I also want to get into Newdex versus Dexeos. We'll get into that later in the video just to show you which exchange is better based on volume and users we're seeing. But first, I want to compare these numbers to what we're seeing on ETH. So you can see 154,000, 57,000, 17,000 transactions over the last 24 hours on these EOS Dapps. If we take a look at ETH Dapps and sort them by 24-hour transaction volume, besides the sponsored one here, we're seeing 17,000, 9,000, 4,000, 4,000. So we're seeing so much larger numbers on these EOS Dapps than the top ETH Dapps already. We're talking the top ETH Dapp, which is IDEX, an exchange, is at 17,000 transactions over the last 24 hours. Come back to EOS, 154,000. Just mind-blowing numbers. I mean, probably you take this 154,000 transactions just from EOS Bet and you got all the transactions of all the ETH Dapps. I haven't run the numbers, but if the top one on ETH is 17,000, then it goes down to 5,000. We got 200,000 just between the top two here. So let's take a look at EOS Bet before we get into taking a look at Newdex versus Dexeos exchanges. EOS Bet is something I have been playing around with. It is a dice game, and I'll leave a link to it in the description. And this is what it looks like here. This is dice.eosbet.io. And you put in a bet amount of EOS, and here's your slider. So the object is to roll a number below where you have your slider set at. So first you need to log in, make sure this connects through Scatter, make sure you're signed into your Scatter, then you just come click log in, and your Scatter will pull up. Since I already signed in, it's already pulled up for me, and I have 3.9 EOS in this account to play with. And the cool thing about EOS Dice right now is this. So every roll, every EOS you bet on EOS Dice is giving you BET tokens. So they are giving 10% of all BET tokens to our bettors. Currently we are airdropping at a 10-to-1 ratio. For every 10 EOS you bet, you will receive 1 BET. And the cool thing about these BET tokens is the BET token holders receive 100% of casino profits each quarter. So when you own BET token, at the end of each quarter for this dice game, they are splitting up the profits and giving them to the BET holders. So just another way to earn a passive income from holding these BET tokens. So again, for every roll you do, every 10 EOS you spend, you receive 1 BET. So for every 1 EOS you bet, you will get 0.1 BET tokens. So back to the game here. Right now the bet amount is 0.25 EOS. I'm going to just go and set this to 1 to make it even here. So right now I'm betting 1 EOS and I have it at 50 out of 100. So that's giving me a payout of 2x, but with a 49% chance of winning. So I have to roll. When I hit roll dice, the number has to be below 50 for me to win. So, and you can see the rolls coming in right here. This is what they're rolling. Rolled 19, 1, 93, 21, 26. These are the numbers coming in, and you can adjust it here. So if I went all the way down to this side, meaning if I rolled a 1 or a 2, I would win, but the profits are huge. So this 1 EOS I'm betting, if a 1 or 2 is rolled when I hit roll dice, it'll give me a profit of 98.5 EOS. And it's the exact opposite. You come all the way out to 96, looks like the maximum here. So if I roll anything between a 1 and a 96 when I hit roll dice, I will win 1.0368. So I'll get my 1 EOS back plus 0.0368, but I have a 95% chance of winning it. Payout is only 1.04, but a 95% chance of winning it versus a 1% chance of winning, rolling a 1 or a 2. Oh, here it says roll under 2, so I have to roll a 1. So if I roll a 1, which is I have a 1% chance because it rolls a number between 1 and 100, I'll receive 98.5x profits, so that 1 EOS would give me 98.5. So if we go right in the middle again, go to 50, this is to double up, so roll under 50 to win, so 49 and lower wins with a payout of 2.01x, which is a 49% chance of winning. So let's just hit roll dice. Scatter pops up. You got to confirm, accept. Rolled a 96. I did not win there. So, but I did increase my BET tokens. So I'm going to give this a half X just to, let's see how low we can go. I think your bet must be at least 0.25. So let's go 0.25. Let's do 50% again. Roll dice. Accept. 54. I lost again. So you can see it's all up to the luck of the draw based on the smart contract. So it's easy to lose money here. This is straight gambling. I do not condone using it, but it's a fun thing to play around with, and you are increasing your BET token stake every time you do it. So I'm going to do just one last one. Let's do 10. So I'm betting 0.25 EOS, which I have a 9% chance of winning with a number below 10. Payout 10.94. So let's just roll dice again. Probably not going to get lucky on this, but you never know. 34. No. So if I had it at 50, I would have won there. So that's EOS Dice. Again, I'll leave a link in the description if you want to play around with this. I don't condone gambling, guys. This is straight gambling. But just something fun to play around with. And you do increase your BET token stake for when they do the airdrop every time you roll. So that's EOS Dice. Now let's head back to Dappradar here. And the main thing I want to talk about is Newdex versus Dexeos. Now these are the two decentralized exchanges I talked about, but now that they're on Dappradar, it gives you a good understanding about which exchange is more liquid and really, you know, what exchange to use here. So Newdex has 274 users over the past 24 hours with 49,000 EOS volume over the past 24 hours and 1,247 transactions over the past 24 hours. So 1,247 trades. Versus Dexeos, which has 151 users over the last 24 hours, 19,000 EOS volume over the last 24 hours, and 667 transactions or trades over the last 24 hours. So really, Newdex right now is the winner. It's got over double the amount of EOS volume, 120 more people trading on it over the last 24 hours, and about double the amount of trades over the last 24 hours. So Newdex is definitely the one with the most liquidity right now, with, you know, over double the volume, over double the trades on it. And it's definitely the one I've been trading on most when I do want to either pick up an airdrop or sell some airdrops for more EOS. But, you know, this is going to change every 24 hours. We could see Dexeos come up here and get on the same page or even overtake Newdex. But as of right now, with 120 more people trading on Newdex over the last 24 hours, over double the volume and double the amount of trades over the last 24 hours, Newdex is definitely the decentralized exchange I would be using if your coin is on there. The coin you either want to sell or buy is on there. Newdex definitely looks like the one with the most liquidity here. Exciting to see that EOS Dapps are now on Dappradar, and it gives you a good understanding. And you know, these top numbers, these top 24-hour transactions just amaze me, because we're at such a higher level than anything on ETH over the last 24 hours. We're talking the top two here, over 200,000 transaction over the last 24 hours versus ETH. You know, geez, let's just say that's 20, 30, 40, 50. I mean, you're looking the top 10 dapps is only 50,000-ish transactions over the last 24 hours, whereas EOS dapps are seeing the top two over 200,000 transactions over the last 24 hours. The number 3 spot here, 17,000, that's how many transactions are the number 1 DApp on ETH, and this is the number 3 spot, and it's just so much smaller than the other two. So definitely check out Dappradar if you want to see what EOS dapps are trending right now, how many users are using them, where people are spending their resources, their CPU and their net, and that'll be told in the transaction volume, because 154,000, almost 155,000 people now, transactions happened in the last 24 hours on EOS Bet. So that's where people are spending their CPU and network resources over the last 24 hours. I will leave a link to Dappradar in the description. Also a link to EOS Bet Dice if you want to check it out. Again, this is straight gambling, so I do not condone this at all, but it is fun. Fun to play around with, and hey, who knows, you could get lucky. And also I'll leave a link to Dexeos as well as Newdex in the description as well if you want to check out these exchanges and maybe see if there's a good deal to pick up an airdrop here or sell. Oh, Wiz is up 87%. I might have to jump on here and see how much my Wiz are worth. Might be a good time to get rid of some of those. But yeah, links will be in the description. But that's going to do it for me for this one, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. If you do have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments below. And if you did enjoy this video, please make sure to drop a like. It goes a long way to helping the channel. And if you're not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button and click on that notification bell so you know when we go live and publish new videos. But that's it for me. See you guys in the next one. And as always, stay living that crypto money life.